today to share 5 different paleo lunchbox ideas with a holiday spin. These lunches are full of seasonal color and fun. They're really simple to put together, and one look and your kids are gonna wanna dig right in. As I've said in my previous lunchbox idea video, our daughter doesn't keep one particular diet. She's not keto, she's not paleo, she's not vegan, she's not a vegetarian. We really try to encourage her to eat a wide variety of foods, and it's all really based on how to nourish and fuel her body. She has the rest of her life to decide what way of eating style is gonna work best for her. So we feel like our jobs is really just to set the foundation for really good nutrition. All right, are you ready to make some paleo holiday inspired lunches? Let's get started. First off, because I know somebody is going to ask, I'm using these adorable little bento boxes from Bento. These come in a wide variety of colors and combinations and accessories. They are dishwasher and freezer safe, BPA free, airtight, and they also have an extended 3-year warranty, which I love. They come with 2 containers with a top lid, 2 lids to separate the containers, 2 silicone caps and seals, 1 elastic band to really make sure that it's sealed up tight and doesn't leak, and 1 food cup. Tons of possibilities and food combinations that you can use with these boxes because you have those little dividers, and then because you have 2 separate containers, none of the food will mix together, and you can feel safe that these are not gonna leak either. One of the biggest tips that I can give any mother or parent who has to make lunches for their child every day is to really think about it the night before when you are dealing with dinner. You can always add extra protein, veggies, starches into your dinner prep, and that way you'll always have leftovers for the following day. That way the main portion of your lunches will be taken care of, and all you have to do is fill in with some healthy fruit and some snacks. The first lunchbox idea that I'm gonna share with you is a really great example of that. The night before I made this lunch, we had a zucchini noodle pesto, and instead of just making the portions of the zucchini noodles that night that we were gonna need, I went ahead and made 2 extra servings. One that I was gonna use in my daughter's lunch the next day, and then another serving that I was gonna use for myself the next day. I also added in some leftover grilled asparagus we had from another previous dinner that I chopped up, and some sliced cherry tomatoes. Next, I added a little quick and simple dressing with some fresh lemon juice that I squeezed right over the veggies, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, some salt, and some pepper. You could also add in leftover protein for this, but I decided to leave it out for this lunch. Seal this up with the cover and the next container with the separator. Then I just took some watermelon and I used a holiday cookie cutter to cut it. I sliced my watermelon into about a 1/2 inch thick slice, and then I used the cookie cutter and just went ahead and cut out the pieces. This is a really great and fun way to add seasonal flair to your kids' lunches and their meals. I really feel like it just makes it fun for them and really makes the lunch more special. For her other snacks in this lunch, I went with some celery slices. My daughter isn't a huge fan of peanut butter, so I used almond butter instead, and I added a little bit of flax oil for a nutritional boost. Adding flax oil to your nut butters is a great way to better balance out the omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio. For color and to go along with the holiday theme I have going on, I also sprinkled on some pomegranate seeds and just a pinch of this delicious gingerbread seasoning from Primal Palette, a few Kalamata olives, and sliced roasted red peppers, and this was ready to go. For lunchbox number 2, I made a really simple sandwich. Both my daughter and I are dairy-free, so I use this new and amazing vegan alternative that I found that I love so much, and it also happens to be soy-free, which is a huge bonus. Just a layer of the sun-dried tomato garlic Miyoko's cashew cheese, a few slices of tomato, and some fresh basil. This is such a delicious and flavorful sandwich. For her snacks on this lunch, I went with sliced cucumber, some sliced radishes, kiwi, and some strawberries. And then just a little handful of popcorn because it is one of her favorite snacks ever. I mean, really, how simple was that one? This is a perfect example of not overthinking your lunches and making them more complicated than they really have to be. You have one main dish, and then you go ahead and throw in some fruits, some vegetables, and some healthful snacks. For lunch number 3, I went ahead and I utilized more leftovers. The night before, we had a chicken dish with some asparagus. So all I did was wrap it up in some prosciutto to make these cute little bundles. If you do dairy, you could definitely add in some cheese to this as well for extra protein and some dietary fat. I also gave her some sliced red and green peppers for some crunch. I added the lid and the extra container again, and it's on to more snacks. And then to add some healthy fats to this lunch, I went ahead and threw in half of an avocado. To make this easier to eat at school, I also scored the avocado into little squares. And then I added a little sprinkle of pomegranate seeds for some color and to make this festive. Instead of putting fresh fruit into this lunchbox, I went ahead and I added one of our favorite bars in this house. I'm not normally a fan of protein bars, but you can't really complain about these RX bars. There are only a handful of simple ingredients like almonds, dates, cashews, and egg whites. There are a ton of different flavors, and these are a really great snack to have on hand at all times for on-the-go eating. For lunchbox number 4, I was thinking ahead of time again the night before when it came to leftovers. Instead of making 3 portions of chicken breast, I went ahead and I made 5 portions, one that I was going to use for the lunch, and then another portion that I was either going to use for myself or that my husband could use to take to work. For her lunch, I decided that I was going to make a really quick and easy and delicious chicken salad. All I did was add a little mayo to a small bowl, a little splash of apple cider vinegar, which is great for the gut, a pinch of mustard powder, some pepper, and some salt. Mix this up until it's smooth. Then I added my leftover chopped up chicken breast. For some color and some flavor, I also added in some sliced green grapes. This got put on a big bed of cabbage slaw, and then I topped it with some dried cranberries that I actually dehydrated myself a couple of weeks ago, and some sliced almonds. For this lunch, I also gave my daughter some homemade flax crackers. I will link the video to this and the recipe in the top right corner right now for you. So crazy easy to make. Another little divider with some snap peas and some cherry tomatoes. Then I just added some red and green apple slices. Of course it had to be red and green because these are holiday themed. Lunch number 4, completed. Are we seeing how ridiculously easy it can be to put together your kids' lunches and have them be nutritious and healthful? The final lunch that I'm going to share with you is just as easy to make as the others. It does utilize a kind of unique ingredient that people typically won't have on hand all the time. I actually was using a batch of cranberry sauce that I had made just a few days prior. I know, again, cranberry sauce isn't something that people keep on hand all the time, but during the month of December, actually starting from Thanksgiving, we really do have cranberry sauce around the house the entire month. It also happens to be 100% keto and really, really nutritious and good for you. I I will go ahead and put the recipe for my cranberry sauce in the description box below. So if you are looking for another low-carb, healthful spin on cranberry sauce, then definitely be sure to check that out. All right, so back to this lunch. A really, really simple turkey roll-up using some non-dairy cheese and my leftover cranberry sauce. Aside from that Miyoko's brand dairy-free cheese that we use, I also love this one from Treeline. It's so, so good. And you'd actually never guess that these were made from nuts. Just add a layer to some sliced nitrate and hormone-free deli turkey, a thin slice of that cranberry sauce if you like, some fresh baby spinach, then just roll it up neatly and add it to your lunchbox. And for her veggie option, I went with simple sliced carrots. To make this lunch really festive and fun for my daughter, I went ahead and I made these little fruit kebabs. This is such an easy way to make lunches and snacks extra cute, and most kids love eating things that come on a stick. It's great for little hands and will really make this holiday lunch extra, extra special. I added these kebabs to the container. Then for some dietary fat, I went with some soaked and sprouted pecans. And for some crunch, I also gave her some dehydrated root veggie chips. 5 amazing, healthful, and festive paleo lunchbox ideas that your kids are going to love and you're gonna feel really good about giving to your kids. And let's be honest here, these lunches are entirely appropriate for adults as well. Thank you so much for tuning into this paleo holiday inspired lunch idea video. I really appreciate you being here. I would love it if you could do me a favor and comment below with 2 things. First, which of the lunches that I shared with you today are your favorite? And 2, would you like me to continue to share even more lunchbox idea videos with you? Go ahead and comment down below, and also be sure that you give me a thumbs up to let me know. And then be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn those notifications on so that you don't miss another video. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Until next time.